Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. According to Al Jazeera, Russia launched an intense overnight attack on Ukraine's capital, Kyiv, using 6 ballistic missiles, 6 tactical cruise missiles, and 121 drones. The complex assault wounded at least 11 civilians, including an 11-year-old boy, and caused severe damage to critical infrastructure. Air defense teams managed to shoot down 111 drones and 2 cruise missiles, but all 6 ballistic targets breached the perimeter, causing major fires and destruction in multiple districts. The escalating aerial campaign highlights a growing threat to Kyiv's airspace. Local reports indicate that defending forces are currently rationing their dwindling air defense stockpiles while waiting for Western military aid to arrive. In order to conserve interceptor stocks, air defense teams have reportedly been forced to switch sophisticated Patriot missile batteries into manual operational modes. Kyiv Mayor Vitaly Klitschko confirmed that the casualties included a child and that several facilities, including a transformer substation, a railway locomotive, and commercial warehouses, suffered significant structural damage. This attack follows a surge in Russian strikes this month, which have already killed over 60 people in the capital region since early July. According to a report by Istele News, several journalists from the New York Times have received court subpoenas after reporting on security concerns involving Air Force One, the United States presidential aircraft. The New York Times reported on July 11 that the subpoenas, demanding court testimony, were delivered to the reporters on July 10, with some being hand-delivered directly to their homes by federal agents. Earlier in the week, the journalist reported that President Trump had traveled out of Turkey on an older model of Air Force One instead of a newly gifted one from Qatar due to security precautions. Their report also revealed that the new aircraft lacked certain advanced security features, including missile defense systems. Prior to the article's publication, a senior official from the FBI had reportedly requested the New York Times to withhold the piece, citing national security concerns. The New York Times has strongly condemned the government's subsequent legal actions, criticizing the subpoenas as an attempt to interfere with reporters' duties and block the public from knowing what is happening in their own country. According to NHK, approaching Typhoon Bavi has brought severe winds and torrential rain to Taiwan, leaving at least 36 people injured. Taiwan's Central Weather Administration reported that the northern and eastern regions entered the typhoon storm zone early Saturday morning. In Taipei, violent winds and heavy rain have been battering the city center since Friday night. Fire authorities confirmed that 36 individuals sustained injuries, primarily across northern and central areas of the island. Due to the hazardous conditions, weather officials have urged residents to remain vigilant against landslides, high waves, and flooding. This has prompted local authorities across nearly all parts of Taiwan to suspend work and school. The extreme weather has also caused major disruptions to transportation. All domestic flights connecting Taiwan's main island to its remote islands have been canceled, and over 90% of international flights, including those linking Taiwan and mainland China, are expected to be grounded. According to the Epoch Times, the U.S. State Department has confirmed that Washington will host an international ministerial meeting on July 16th to address the resurgence of political terrorism. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has invited foreign ministers and high-level officials from over 60 countries across the Western Hemisphere, Europe, and Asia to participate in the discussions. The meeting will focus on the rise of transnational far-left terrorism, a threat that U.S. officials describe as an old danger returning with powerful cross-border connections. Since entering its second term, the Trump administration has designated several groups associated with the violent Antifa movement as foreign terrorist organizations, FTOs. Furthermore, the administration's new counterterrorism strategy now ranks violent left-wing extremists as one of the top 3 terrorist threats to the United States. The conference aims to coordinate international efforts and safety measures against violent activities that meet the definition of terrorism, such as assassinations, kidnappings, and attacks on critical infrastructure. According to a report by Lianhe Xiaobao, the International Energy Agency, IEA, stated in its monthly report on July 10th that the resurgence of hostilities between the United States and Iran could disrupt global efforts to rebuild oil inventories later this year. This highlights the ongoing risks faced by the global economy if the conflict continues to escalate. Following a temporary peace agreement between the U.S. and Iran last month, global oil supply and demand had begun to normalize, with crude shipments in the Persian Gulf recovering and global inventories showing their first increase in 4 months. The market was previously on track to enter an oversupply phase by the 4th quarter of this year, with a larger surplus anticipated for 2027. However, a new wave of clashes, including attacks on several tankers and slower traffic through the strategic Strait of Hormuz, has cast a shadow over this outlook. The IEA warned that this escalation could derail previous forecasts of the market shifting back to oversupply next year, posing significant threats to global energy security and economic stability. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.